morning. I've been asked to speak about youth empowerment work in Canada, but before that, I'd like to tell you my own story. When I was 20, about 6 years ago, I was finishing university, and I felt very lost. At the time, I didn't have a clear career path. I had a big student loan to pay off. Canada was entering its economic recession, as well as many other countries in the world. And youth unemployment in Canada was skyrocketing. It was about double the national average. To say the least, I was blessed to have an education, but I really didn't know where to go. So I moved home and got a part-time job at my local YMCA. It was just a job at the time. Little did I know, I had just discovered the coolest movement in the world, but I don't have to tell you guys that. Thanks to the support of staff and volunteers at my YMCA, I was encouraged to take on challenge after challenge, each and every time thinking, there's no way I can do this. But within 5 short years working at the YMCA, I progressed through 4 staff positions and have had the chance to meet amazing people from across my province, my country, and with opportunities like this from around the world. I never would have dreamt those years ago that I'd be standing here in front of you today. And I'm only here because of the YMCA in Canada and all the people that support it. So thank you for that. In Canada, the term youth empowerment may sometimes be interpreted as reinforcing the idea that one entity holds power over another. So instead of using the term empowerment, we often use the word engagement. But that said, youth in Canada are not powerless. Their engagement can be seen in action in many ways, in programs, guiding policies and research, and as active participants in decision-making and governance activities. Many organizations in Canada, like the Boys and Girls Club, Scouts, 4-H, and of course the YMCA, are championing the youth engagement movement by involving young people in their formal governance structures and in program delivery. Even private corporations in Canada are leading this movement by engaging young people in programs like youth-led granting programs. Many municipal governments and also provincial governments also have youth advisory councils or youth engagement strategies. And I can't speak about youth engagement in Canada without mentioning one of the most powerful youth engagement movements in Canadian history. I Will Know More is a movement to honor Indigenous sovereignty in Canada. Young people comprise of up to 80% of Aboriginal communities in Canada, and as we heard earlier this week from the lovely Gabrielle Scrimshaw, Aboriginal youth are a big part of the untold story of the injustices of youth in Canada. The YMCA in Canada has played a supporting role in engaging Indigenous youth. For example, the YMCA is one of the leading national charities supporting the 4 R's Youth Initiative. And that initiative is going to change the country by changing the relationship between Indigenous and non-Indigenous youth. Several of the Canadian Global Change Agents here today, including myself, have had the opportunity to be part of that movement. The 50 YMCA associations across Canada work every day to help individuals reach their full potential. And of course, that includes thousands of young people. Our YMCA leadership programs traditionally follow the change model that we discussed this week, providing space for youth to learn from new experiences, grow as individuals, and impact their communities as engaged citizens. We also engage thousands of youth through employment and meaningful volunteer opportunities, of course including myself as a YMCA staff person and also as a global change agent. As my YMCA's global change agent, I've had the opportunity to engage over 700 young people in my community through global education activities. We've inspired young staff and volunteers to educate their peers about what it means to be a global citizen. Also at my YMCA and several others across Canada, we've implemented a youth advisory council. This council provides the space for young people to have their voice heard in our organization, providing input on strategic plans, programs, and more. While there's great youth engagement work happening in YMCAs across Canada in our local communities, our YMCA's work does not end there. Since the last World Council in 2010, the YMCA in Canada has engaged youth at a national level. And that's through our Young Leaders Initiative. This initiative was born of the concept that decisions about youth should be discussed with youth, nothing about us without us. Space for Youth Voice at the national level was created through a variety of ways, including an annual Young Leaders Forum, including youth participants in the annual general meetings for YMCA Canada, through conference calls, workshops, and more. Hundreds of young people, including myself, have been engaged through this initiative, and the impacts are evident. The National Young Leaders Initiative has provided multiple reports that are youth-driven. The recommendation reports to YMCA Canada about involving young people in governance. From these recommendations, young staff and volunteers have been integrated into the governance structures of YMCA Canada. And most notably, in 2013, when YMCAs across Canada passed a bylaw, agreeing that in future, a youth delegate would be included in the voting delegation sent to YMCA Canada's annual general meeting to fully participate in the decision-making process at a national level. I had the privilege of being in the room when this vote took place, and it was truly moving. To see an organization of this magnitude agree that I, as a young person, deserve the space to have my voice heard, the opportunity to grow, and the chance to make an impact in the governance of this organization, and therefore in my community, it really was a moment that I will never forget. There's still so much work to be done across Canada and around the world to share the untold stories of youth. But I'm confident that our new world plan, Our Way, will truly be our way, a collective strategy that involves young people in every step of the journey. Nothing about us without us. I'm so humbled to be part of this global YMCA movement, and I'm so proud of Canada's leadership in engaging young people. Thank you.